So firstly, thank you very much for coming to my little Pilates class. So I'm going to be starting a 45-minute class, which is going to be a 6-week course from next Thursday. And so this is just a taster session of what we're going to do. It is a beginner's level, so we're not doing anything too strenuous or too hard. We're going to be working through the back, the shoulders, the hips, the knees, absolutely everything from top to toe. I am recording this session, so if you'd like a copy of it, do send me an email or a Facebook message and I'll send you the copy over and you can have a little practice. So first thing we're going to do is start with the shoulders. So if you lift up nice and tall, just have a bit of a squeeze in the abdominal muscles. If you take your hands down and have a nice big shoulder roll there. So you're lifting and lowering. So just gently stretching through the shoulders. So to begin with, we're going to get all the joints, all the muscles really warm. So the big joints, the small joints. So just nice deep breaths. Lovely. Obviously, if anything's hurting, don't force yourself through anything that hurts. We don't work through pain in these classes. We never work through pain. Lovely. So nice deep breath. And then if that feels okay, you can try taking your hands to your shoulders and taking the elbows up and back. So my name's Jenny. I've been teaching for nearly 22 years now, and I absolutely love it, and I wouldn't do anything else. So just nice and gentle. Good. And again, roll it round. And then if that's feeling okay, you can try taking the hands down and lifting up and stretching. So all we're doing now is stretching out your shoulders. So you're just giving it a nice big stretch. So lift up nice and tall. Lovely. And again, reach. So if you try one more here. So we're going to go for the waist and back now. So if you take the hands to center, you can take the feet out a little, have a little stretch one way, and then a stretch the other side. So you're pushing your fingertips down to the floor. Fantastic. And again, so nice big stretch. Lean. Good. So keeping that going, that little stretch side to side. So just warming up the waist and back. Keeping everything very steady, very slow. Good. So if you try one more on each side here, then bringing it back to center, taking the hands to the hips and having a little bit of a hip circle. So this is just stretching out your lower back now. So just that little rotation there. Lovely. So keeping that going. So this is loosening up your lower back. Perfect. And then change direction. So take it the other way round. So nice big stretch there. Good. So your lower back, getting a big stretch out. Then if you bring this back to center, and if you just lift your hips from side to side. So this is just stretching out the muscles down the side here. Good. And again, keep that going. So stretch it, stretch it. Lift it, lift it. So that little hip hitch is just stretching out the hips and waist. Lovely. Then if you bring it back to center, now we're still staying with the hips. If you take one foot forwards, and if you need to hold on to a wall or a chair, it's absolutely fine. We're just going to tap the toe and circle it round. So it's a tap and circle. So this sort of semicircle move is opening out your hip joint. And we're also working on your balance. So because we're staying on one leg, but like I say, if you do need to hold on to something, it's absolutely fine to do that. So if you try one more, and if you hold that foot back, I'm going to go sideways on, and we just squeeze that leg back behind. So you're working through your lower back, you're working through the glutes, so you've got a big squeeze, lift and lower, that's it. And again, so keeping that going, lift it, working through that lower back. Do hold on to something if you need to. Try two more here. That's it, last one. And then bring it back to center. And we have a little push through the ankles. So now we're stretching through the feet and through the toes, and then we will change legs. So give it a little bit of a stretch there. Fantastic. And again, so keeping that going. Lovely. And then bringing the feet back to center. Other foot. So we have the tap and the circle. So you're just tapping that foot forwards and sweeping round. So again, if you need to hold on to anything, please do. So you've got that little squeeze in the ribs. You're relaxing your shoulders down. And again, good. So we're going to stretch everything out. So if you try 2 more here. So this is your hips. And then if you hold that foot back, and we do that little squeeze and release. You're just taking that leg back behind you. So this is your lower back and the glutes that we're working now. So just a little squeeze. Good. And again, so keeping that going. Lovely. So try 2 more here. Last one. And then bring it down and back to that little march. So that's the lower back and the bottom. Now for the front of the leg, we're just going to have a little bit of a knee lift. So if you bring the feet down, lift up nice and tall, just bringing one knee up and then changing sides. Again, if you need to hold on to something, please do hold on. So it's a lift and lower. So you're squeezing those abdominal muscles in. And then an option to make it slightly more challenging is to lift the hands over the head. So you've got a great big stretch. So you're lifting and you're lowering. So it's nice and steady. Lovely. Nice deep breaths. Good. And again. So lift it, lift it. Good. So if you try 1 more on each side here. Last one. And then bring it down and a little bit of a shoulder roll. Now to warm up the hips just a little bit more, if you take 1 foot to the side and just a lift and lower. If you need to hold on to a wall or to the chair, that's absolutely fine. Good. Then option with the arm is to lift and lower. Again, if you need to hold on to something, hold on. So you've got a squeeze in your tummy muscles. You're working your hips, your thighs, your shoulders and your balance. That's excellent. Lovely. So try 1 more there. Bring it back. A little bit of a march in the middle. So again, we're stretching through the feet and then we're going to change sides. If you bring it down, lift up, other leg, little lift to the side. Holding on if you need to. It's absolutely fine to hold on. Then we have a big stretch and lower, stretch and lower. That's it. That's lovely. So lift and lower. So you've got a big squeeze in the abdominal muscles. Lovely. And again, so keeping that going. Let's try 2 more here. Lovely. Last one. And then bring it back. Then just relax, have a little bit of a shoulder roll. Now for your feet, to give them a really big stretch, we're going to roll the feet out and in, out and in. So as you can see, my knees are moving here and my hips are moving. So this is stretching out your knees as well as your feet. It feels a bit odd, but it's a nice stretch for your feet. Good. And again, that's lovely. Keeping that going. And then bringing it back to center. If you bring the feet closer together, a little stretch for your knees. If you just bring your hands to your knees, just starting really small, have a little bit of a circle through the knees and see how that feels for you. If that feels okay, you can try taking it a little bit bigger. So you just start to make the move a little bit bigger. That's it. And then try changing direction. So you've got that little stretch there. So going through those knees. Fantastic. And then bringing it back to center. Slowly curling up. And then if you take your feet out to about hip width, have the hands on the thighs. I'll go sideways on again. Just really gently sliding down to the knees. And then lifting up nice and tall. Good. And then again, sliding down to the knees. So this is your back. We're giving a nice big stretch here. So just bringing it down. So stretching through that back. So just to the knees to begin with. So while you're easing up that back. And then if you come on down and hold the hands on the knees, then you push your chest down, tuck your chin in and curl up through the back. Good. And again, so push the chest down, tuck the chin in. Oh, big stretch there. Lovely. So try 2 more like that. So pushing down, really slow. 1 more time. So push the chest down, tucking the chin in. Then if you come on up, and if you take the hands up, so just have the hands to the side, feet out to about hip width, and just have a little lean from side to side. So you're just stretching the waist and the back. Lovely. Now, depending on how your shoulders are feeling, you can take the hands up over the head if that feels okay for you. If you get any discomfort at all in your shoulders or your back, bring those hands straight back down again. That's looking brilliant. Lovely. Then if you bring it back to center, if you take the hands down, relax the shoulders and just have a little rotation one way and a little rotation the other. So it's giving you a really big stretch in your back. Lovely. So keeping that going. So you're looking behind you. You can turn through the waist and back. Fantastic. Good. So if you try 1 more on each side there. Lovely. Then bringing it back to center. If you take the hands just in front of the knees, so you have a little roll down, and then just have a little bit of a sweep from side to side. So you're stretching out through that lower back. Brilliant. Then bringing it to center. Slowly rising up, and just have a little bit of a shoulder roll and just a bit of a shake out. So we're going to have a little go on the floor now, and we're going to have a go at the tummy muscles on the floor. So if you've got a mat or a towel or even a thick carpet, so just show you what we're going to do to begin with. So if you come on down onto your mat, yeah, do adjust your screen. You'll probably need to wiggle that screen a little bit. So what we do whilst we're down here is have a little bit of a squeeze in the abdominal muscles. If you have a bend in one leg, and if you take the other leg up, now you can have a bend in the knee, that's absolutely fine, or you can straighten the leg. All we're going to do is draw a little circle with that foot. So this is your abdominal muscles that's working here. So have a big squeeze in those tummy muscles. And then try changing direction. So you're taking it the other way. Give it a big squeeze there. Ah, nice deep breaths. Well done. Lovely. And then bring that foot to center, taking that foot down and then changing sides. You lift the other leg and circle that leg around. So you've just got that little squeeze in the tummy muscles. So you're relaxing the shoulders. Lovely. And again, keep that going. Great big stretch. And then changing direction. So take it round the other way. So you've got a nice big squeeze there. Well done. Fantastic. Then if you bring that foot down and then just gently bring the knees in and have a little rock from side to side. So this is stretching out your lower back here. So nice and steady. Then if you can, if you take your feet down and take your hands up, so you've got your palms facing each other, one leg and both arms, we stretch out, reach and bring it back, and then changing sides. So it's stretch and reach and bring it back. Lovely. So keeping this going. This is your tummy muscles. So big stretch there. Fantastic. And again, that's it. Stretch it, stretch it. So you can keep your feet on the floor. If your lower back is good and strong and you've got no lower back pain, you can try taking your feet up and stretching from there. Now that makes the tummy muscles and the back work quite hard. So if you need to bring your feet back down again, if that's more comfortable for you, go for it. It's absolutely fine. Nice big stretch. Lovely. So this is your upper and lower abdominal muscles. So little point in the toes. If you try one more on each side there. Fantastic. Last one. And then if you gently bring the feet down and taking your fingertips to your ears, we're going to reach across to your knees. So what we do is a little lift and tap the knee. Then you bring it back and changing sides. So this is your tummy muscles down the side. So you just keep it nice and slow and nice and steady. So you're just reaching across. Oh, that's it. And again, if you want to make that one more challenging, you can take your foot up. Again, it depends on how that back's feeling, how that tummy's feeling. So it's a reach across. Good. Lift. Fantastic. Working those abdominal muscles. Lovely. So try one more on each side there. Last one. And then bring it back down. If you point the toes, take the hands up above the head and have a really big stretch. So from fingers to toes, big stretch. And we're going to just do a little move for the back now. So if you relax it there, and then just gently coming over onto your tummy. So slowly coming over. And what we do here is if you take your hands to the floor, you've got your hands in line with your shoulders, elbows in line with the shoulders, and you just have a little lift. One hand comes up, then you bring it down and you change sides. So you're bracing those abdominal muscles in, you're looking at the floor, and you're just squeezing and lifting. So this is your upper and lower back. How are we doing there? That's looking fantastic. Well done. Option is to squeeze your feet together and lift the toes off the floor as you lift the hand. So the knees come up just a little bit. Now that really works the bottom and the backs of the legs. So another option from here is to take both hands together. So you brace the abdominal muscles in, you lift your hands and you lift your toes. If that is too much, just go back to one arm. Lift. Lovely. Try one more. Fantastic. And rest, rest. Then if you sink back, and just sink back, we won't be here for long, just a little stretch. So stretching through the backs of the legs, the back, the shoulders. Then to stretch your tummy, if you come on forwards, you bring the tummy onto the mat and you lift up. So this is called the swan dive. So you're just lifting that chest off the mat. That's looking fantastic. Well done, everyone. Then you sink back, have another big stretch. Now we're going to really slowly curl up to standing. So your head comes up last. So you take your hands in, you tuck your chin in, bring one foot in, bring the other foot in, bend your knees, and then slowly, slowly, slowly curling up to standing. That's lovely. And just have a little bit of a shoulder roll there. So it's nice and slow and steady. That's it. We're going to give the head and the neck a little bit of a stretch. So just roll those shoulders and we're finished with a nice neck stretch. So if you just relax the shoulders down, if you have a little look to one side to stretch the neck, then you bring it back to center and changing sides. You've just got that nice stretch. So that little turn side to side, lovely. And breathe, good. So try one more on each side there. So just that little stretch for the head and the neck. Then if you bring it back to center, just dropping the head down, so you're stretching the back of the neck, and then lift up. And try that one more time, just taking it down. So you're looking at the floor, you're stretching the neck, and then lifting up. And if you take one hand on the top of the head and just really gently pull that head to one side to get a little stretch in the neck. That's lovely. And and then bring it back and changing sides. So just drop down and have a little stretch there. Good. Breathe. And then bring it back to center, bringing the hands down. You take a breath in and then exhale and float the hands down. And then again, inhale and exhale, bring the hands down. Try one more. Inhale, exhale, bring the hands down. Then if we lift up, hold the hands over the head and have a really big stretch. Then you bring one hand down in front, bring the other hand down in front, and give yourselves a really big clap. Well done, well done. So I'll turn the music off. And if